Hello everyone, I'm Julie Hesmond-Dalsh.
I'm Sean Connolly.
And I'm Zoe Hodges.
And this is
Coli Cast.
So here we are, up on the roof again, suited and booted. Very, very health and safety conscious here at Tilbury Douglas. And we're delighted to be here with Billy McNicholas, who is the contracts manager of Tilbury Douglas. And this is the first part of our little update tour today. So Billy, talk us through where we're at and what's been happening.
So over the last few weeks since you were last here, we've been consolidating the roof. So the new roof coverings have been installed to the majority of the roof now. So we've actually got really good progress on the roofs, and we're actually at a position now where we're partially watertight. So there's still a little bits of water coming in through windows and stuff that we need to replace, but this allows us to start thinking seriously about progressing the works inside the building as the other challenges that we've been facing are being worked through. So when we go downstairs, you'll see that the building's opened up quite a lot downstairs. It's going to allow the next following trades to come through, and we can start. We've already started with tanking. You can hear the drills going. We've got some drainage going into the bar area and toilets, and then we can start thinking about putting the finishing touches into the building. So partitioning M&E will kick off in earnest in the next 4 weeks or so.
What have been the major issues that you've come across that have taken longer than you anticipated?
Well, the condition of the building because of its age. We found a basement that wasn't ever on any of the plans or the drawings, which was a shock to us all. We've had to deal with the consequence of that in the main reception area. What have you had
to do with it?
We've had to fill the void in. So it was a 3 metre deep void, and it was all brick lined and Yorkstone slate flooring. So it was a proper formation construction they did back in the day. What do you think
it was?
Possibly a beer cellar. But again, we're guessing because there's no historical record of what it is, which caught us all by surprise when we lifted the floorboard and we could see nothing underneath, expecting to see the bedrock.
Handy to keep naughty actors, actually. It's a shame we can't keep that.
Well, we did consider that.
We're still finding bits of asbestos as well.
Yeah, we're still uncovering pockets, as you would expect, of a building of this age and condition. But again, they're being dealt with in the right way, health and safety-wise, and fully supported by the client team in the background as well. So that's a real important thing.
Did you have this in the old library? You know, when you did the big refurb of the old library, was there anything similar?
Not to the extent that we found it here.
Right.
There's always asbestos in any buildings that are older than year 2000. Yeah. We always assume that there's going to be asbestos, and as we all know, it was a miracle material back in the day. Yeah. They used to use it for absolutely everything, so it's no surprise that we're finding it. And as we uncover more areas, we're finding little pockets of it which we've got to treat and deal with and all the rest of it. When I was referring to stripping back to the bare bones, this is pretty much back to a shell.
Absolutely.
That's one of the asbestos enclosures. So that's an airlock basically, so that everything that they're dealing with in there is contained through air conditioning systems. So that when they come out, there's no risk of anything coming through with them.
So Billy's just saying that we think that this was the original outside wall and these were windows. They found this. So it's another bit that's been added on.
This back of house area and this where we are currently is being constantly changed. You'll see there's more drainage work's gone down further down the line there. And then you've got an enclosure again back into the auditoria where they're still stripping asbestos in that zone. So yeah, works are going really, really well in challenging conditions for the guys who are doing it.
So what did this used to be, Sean?
So we're currently stood in the old education suite.
Right.
The old education suite was originally an overspill for the bar, but was also used for the young people to rehearse, for the young people to discuss future prospects, projects, etc.
This is where we used to have pizza on opening
nights. We used to have pizza in
That's
here
where
on
I know it.
Best nights as well.
Yeah.
And then that door across there is straight through to the auditorium.
And then we suspect That white piece of timber at the back is part of the old circus. Can you see the shaped timber there?
Yes.
Yes.
Again, it's part of the fabric of the building and its story over time.
Yeah.
This looks proper. What are you doing?
Training.
Brilliant.
And that area we're talking about with the new basement, you can just see that brickwork down at the bottom there. That's the old theatre frontage.
Yeah.
And then the basement's to the back of it, which is just outside. You can't see.
So this down here, where all this concrete is where they filled in the basement. The mystery cellar / prison / bar store. I don't know.
Again, uncovering history. You can see some of the old decoration from it as the building's grown through the years.
And Billy, do you want to talk us through
and as
this?
the works have progressed, one of the guys working on site actually found a membership card for the Coliseum Theatre from 1953. It was in part of the wall fabric, so it's obviously fallen out of somebody's pocket, and then it's ended up inside the wall. And then as we've stripped things back, this has been uncovered. So, as I say, we'll put this in a little.
Unless anyone needs to claim it.
Yeah,
I don't think it's valid. I'm just saying.
And we
Nor
found-
is this sixpence.
Yeah, a silver sixpence, and they were both found together. So again, it's just part of the history of the building, which
So
is really,
someone
really
lost
interesting.
their membership and the sixpence
would
for
have
the
been
beer
a lot
in the
of-
interval
yeah,
as
that
well.
would have been worth a lot of money back then.
And this, of course, is the auditorium. Still scaffolded, but not for much longer.
Yeah.
And you can see down at the bottom there the old orchestra pit
Yeah.
underneath the scaffolding. So that's where the magic used to happen.
During the pantomime, Dave would try and get sweets up to the circle. So there was a scene in the pantomime where they'd throw sweets to people in the auditorium and he'd launch them up to the people in the circle. So a lot of the kids that were watching it would come down here to where you're looking there and would try and grab the sweets.
And Dave would be in the
And
orchestra
Dave
pit.
would be in the pit.
So one of the good win stories for us is we found a supply chain partner who can actually provide the decorative features that are on the front face of the parapet wall that runs around the stores area, and that is a mould or a pattern that was used originally for the building. He's actually got a template of that, so when we recreate it, it's going to look exactly the same as you can see now.
That will make people so happy.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
agree.
that's just wonderful.
The next stages for us in the programme will be mechanical electrical works to commence, partitions to commence, and then we literally start putting the building back together again. So it's been challenging to get where we are, but this is like start of the home straight for us now, where we can actually get in and work on it.
So just been talking to Ian then about his experience with Oldham Theatre Workshop. Can you just tell me a little bit about that, Ian?
Yeah, when I was 13, 14, I used to live in Milrow. I used to get on the train at Milrow, get off at Oldham Mumps and come up to Oldham Theatre Workshop. David Johnson was the person there putting the shows together. I did Cider with Rosie and did Bugsy Malone there. So yeah, it was interesting. It was a good time for me, really. Kind of got me out of Milrow a little bit, meeting other different people. I was allowed to express myself and make noise, and probably which I wasn't allowed to do at school. So, yeah, it was a fantastic experience and something I really enjoyed. And yeah, I've obviously done over at the Coliseum there and worked with James on doing the Oldham Theatre Workshop there and seeing the connection there with the 500 young people, what they have there and what that carries on bringing back into Oldham and the people and the joy what that gives. So it's fantastic to be able to work on this and be able to give something back.
Hello everyone, this is the 1st of April, but no fooling around here at Oldham Coliseum, where we've just had a fantastic tour of the building and had an update from Tilbury Douglas about how works are proceeding inside our beloved Fairbottom Street. As always, we're remembering and learning from the past, looking to the future and letting you know what's happening right now as progress happens. So what do you reckon, Sean? How was it for you today?
It was really, really insightful to see the inside of the theatre from the perspective of Tilbury Douglas, especially walking through the old Stalls Bar, the old Education Suite, a few of the admin buildings. But in particular, my favourite part was to see the circle at the top. And it's just so nice to see the positivity from Tilbury Douglas and the way in which we're moving forward now. To see it like that, it's just really exciting, isn't it? Really exciting.
It really is. I mean, what's brilliant about having you there, Sean, is you know that building like the back of your hand. For me, with no sense of direction at all, I'm just wandering around the building site. I haven't got a clue, just going like, oh, there's another broken down wall, there's another brick, there's another safety sign. No idea. No idea. Until we got to the actual auditorium and looked down, that's it for me. But it's like, well, there was a really lovely bit at the end, weren't there, Zoe, where a very surprise heritage moment for us when Ian, who is the senior projects manager of Tilbury Douglas, I'm pretty sure that's his title, right in if there's a problem, sort of revealed something to us that was quite a surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Every time we go, you hear the passion from the guys at Tilbury Douglas, and to hear his connection with Oldham Theatre Workshop and therefore the Coliseum, now you understand better what it means to them. It isn't just a job to them. It's a passion project, really, to honour the past, to honour that heritage, but also make sure it's safe and accessible for everyone to enjoy again in the future, and it's future proof and it lasts. But yeah, it was wonderful to hear his memories of the town and what it meant to him.
Yeah. And it's forever in our minds now, imagining Ian in Bugsy Malone, because it's not an obvious choice,
with
to
his
be honest. It's like with his hard hat and his protective glasses. Yeah. So, and I would implore anybody who hasn't already gone to see the old library, which of course are now council offices, the G.R. Klein building, and the fantastic newly refurbed Oldham Theatre Workshop in the town square by the new library. Please go down there. It's Tilbury Douglas who did that as a beautiful heritage project, and it gives you a sense of just how thorough they are, just how amazing they are at the job, and how they'll be bringing that thoroughness and that specificity and that passion to this building behind us. Thanks very much, and we'll see you in probably a month's time with a little bit of an update on Oldham Coliseum Theatre Company and some of the people who are working there now. Thanks very much.